Hello everyone, DebO here. I'm bringing you another yoga practice today. So the only equipment you probably need is a sticky mat. You are welcome to have pillows, blocks, towels, blankets, whatever else you need to take options or anything else, for a little bit of support, not a problem. We're actually going to start standing today right here at the front of your mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. So I might suggest that you orient your mat from front to back today so that you have the short edge of the mat facing your screen. I will be to the side showing you stepping back with the right or the left, whatever we're doing. In fact, when we're here with the hands on the inside and we pivot to the left side of your mat, oh, hello. You don't want to see my backside, so I will turn around and face you. So the only thing you need to know is your right from your left. So just listen to the directions, right to left. So once again, let's just start right here at the top of the mat. The feet can be hip distance apart if you want, or big toes touching, up to you. Shoulders draw back and down. Lift your toes for a moment and really press them into the earth and rise up out of the crown of the head. Let's connect with the breath. In through the nose, out through the nose, or actually let's breathe out of the mouth today. So just open your mouth and let it out. And find a nice rhythm to that breath. We want to feel settled. On the next inhalation, let's lift the fingertips up to the sky. Look up as your thumbs and fingers touch. And as you exhale, draw your hands to prayer in front of the heart. And as we move through these little arm lifts and rise up, I want you to consider what it is that we need to release, to let go of, maybe to cleanse out, to purge from our life right now. Let this be part of your intention today. Finding a rhythm. One more time. Reach up tall and then exhale. Draw your hands to prayer in front of the heart. So setting our own personal intention for this practice. To be present. To let go of things in our lives that are weighing us down right now. Could be fear, control, any kind of attachments. What do we need to detox? What do we need to release? Consider that for yourself. Physical, mental, emotional, whatever that is for you, let that be your focus today. So breathing deep today. Some fun breaths. Lifting the fingertips up to the sky. Embrace whatever this day may hold. Take your first forward fold, swan dive all the way down. Now, you might hinge at your hips with a straight spine. You might consider bending your knees, resting your ribs on your thighs, and then slowly start to tilt your sitting bones up. Inhale to a half lift. So you can slide your hands up your shins. You can leave them on the mat as long as you can flatten out your spine. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up and back to your heart center. Let's turn the palms up. Let's offer that up. Whatever it was that we need to release today. Offer it to the flame of your solar plexus. Circle your arms around, bring the hands behind your head, and then dive forward into that fold. Inhale, slide those hands up. Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana, tuck your chin. Reverse the swan dive. Come all the way back up. And do that again. Draw hands to prayer. Turn the palms up. One more time. Circle them around. Open your heart. Hands behind your head. Look up. Follow your palms all the way down to your fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Tuck your chin. Inhale, sweep the fingers overhead. Look up. And then draw the hands back to prayer in front of your heart. Building a little bit more heat, let's find our way into Utkatasana, the chair. So extend the arms up, So push your hips back, push your shins back, lengthen, and look up at that space between your palms. As you exhale out of your mouth, lower the ribs to the thighs as if you're going down the ski slope. So take your gaze out in front of you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Speed it up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale through your nose, exhale out of your mouth. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. And 3 more. 2. Last 1. Rise up, open your arms, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to your half lift again. Offer that heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips overhead. Draw your hands to prayer in front of your heart once again, keeping the hips squared to the front. Twist the upper half of your body to the right. See if you can extend one arm forward and the other back. So look back at that right arm behind you. Inhale, rise up, turning your torso back to the front. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, offer your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse the swan dive, sweep it all the way up. Draw your hands back into your heart. Inhale and lengthen the spine as you root down with your feet. Exhale, twist to the left side. Same thing, see if you can extend one arm behind you and one arm forward and look back at that left arm behind you. Inhale, reaching both arms up, and then exhale, fold forward. Fingertips are even with your toes. As you inhale to look forward, we're going to step back with your right leg into a raised runner's lunge, coming up on your fingertips. You are welcome to use some blocks to extend your spine, or some books that you might have. Keep it nice and long. Your back right leg is toned. As you gently lower your knee and flatten your toes so they face the back of the mat, keep your chest down on your thigh. Let your hips begin to open up. And then bring your hands to your thigh and slowly lifting it up. And you can feel the stretch in the front right hip and hip flexors. On the next inhalation, let's lift your fingertips up to the sky. Open your heart, reach back. See if you can gaze up between your hands. Pushing down energetically with the top of the back foot. Exhale, release. Plant your palms, frame your front foot. Lift back up to that lunge, and then move into your downward facing dog. Take just a moment to kind of defrost your dog, however you'd like. Pedaling out your heels, stretch out your arms, lift your sitting bones, come up on your toes, drop your heels, moving side to side. Feel some movement here with the breath. And then we're just going to ripple right out to your high plank pose. So that upward push-up position, all 10 finger pads pressing into the earth, heels press back. Keep drawing the navel up into the spine. And remember, in plank pose, you can always be right here. Just keep that plank from your shoulders down to your knees so you're nice and straight. Everybody lowers down to the earth. Reach long with your toes. Roll the shoulders back and lift your head. Little cobra, Bhujangasana, but let's make this a little baby one. So let's float your arms up and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Your sight line is right off the front edge of your mat. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips back into that downward facing dog. And you can move through child's pose or a tabletop or whatever you need to get to downward facing dog. On an inhale, the right leg lifts straight up behind you. Keep the hips squared. Press out strongly with straight arms, straight legs, straight spine. Breathe deep. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. And as you exhale, step your right foot up by your right thumb. So your foot and your hand are parallel to each other. Twist to your right and reach your right arm up to the sky. So your belly button is in your right thigh. Take your gaze up to your fingertips. As we exhale to release, we're going to step the left up to meet the right. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the fingers overhead. Draw your hands back into your heart. Let's rev the breath up just a little bit more. Breath of joy. So one long breath. We break it up into 3 segments. So we'll go inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale out of your mouth. Do it again. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Build more heat. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, generating some positive energy. Inhale, inhale. Exhale, 2 more times. Last one. Inhale, inhale. And hang right here. In fact, grab your elbows and let your body hang down. Looking into your knees. Release the fingertips to the earth. Step back with the left. Raised runner's lunge. Coming up on those fingertips again. Always know you can use props to help if any little issue, hip, knee, joint, shoulder. Take some options. Lower the back left knee. Flatten the toes. Take a deep breath in to elongate your spine, sinking into the hips, and then exhale, bring your hands up to your thighs. Inhale, sweep the fingertips overhead. Look up at that space between your palms. Breathe big. Squeeze the legs really strong, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. On the next exhalation, release the hands, tuck the back toe, and move back into downward facing dog. Finding stillness. Soften your knees, push your sitting bones up, elongate your spine. Ears on the inside of the biceps. Stretch out with all 10 fingers like you're trying to stretch your hands up toward the top of the mat. On an inhale, the left leg lifts up and back behind you. So don't open your hip. Keep them squared. And stretch out your arms. Stretch out your straight legs, your straight spine. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Like a big sigh. One more time. And then step your left foot up by your left thumb. Left arm reaches up, belly button in your thigh. Take your gaze up. Exhale to release. Step the right up to meet the left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the fingers overhead. Draw your hands back into your heart. Come back into your chair pose right here. Open your elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale. Draw together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, stay here. Rise up and then fall forward into a fold. Step hop or float your way back to your plank pose. Upward push-up position. Take your feet a little bit wider. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Keep your left hand down. Drop your heels to the left so your feet are still separated. And then pick up that right arm. Side plank pose. Take your gaze up, keeping the hips lifted. Breathe. Let that breath be your guide today. And then slowly release. Try the other side, dropping the heels to the right. Shift your weight, shoulder lined up right outside your wrist. Take your gaze up. And then slowly turn back over. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. We're going to take the right toe up to the sky. As you exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose and shift your weight, bringing your shoulders over your wrist. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, draw the knee in towards your nose. Shift your weight, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale. Last time. Exhale, hold it here. Hold it. Then step your right foot up again. We're going to take those twists again, but this time they're a little different. Inhale your right arm up, open it up, and as you exhale, hug your thigh. Reach your arm underneath. Inhale, do it again. Take your gaze up, big twist. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift it up, and exhale, squeeze. Now as you bring your hands to the inside of your right foot, now listen carefully, you're going to pivot around to the left side of your mat. Pivot your feet and tense your fingertips right underneath your shoulders. I'm going to turn around so I'm facing you. Heels turn in, toes are out. Drop your hips down in a squat. Look forward. Bring your hands to your thighs. Slowly rise up. Fingertips reach overhead. As you exhale into prayer squat, draw your hands to prayer in front of the heart. Circle sweep and bring them back up again. Exhale, draw down right here. This time, stay here. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, pull back with a big exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Do it again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, pull back. One more time. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come all the way up. And this time, take your hands and interlace them behind you into a devotional goddess. As you drop your head down, look between your legs, let those fisted hands come up over your shoulders, stretching. Fingertips release to the mat. You're going to walk your fingertips back up to your right foot at the top of your mat. I'm going to turn in a different direction. Frame your foot. Take your right leg back, hovering, three-legged plank. Draw the navel to the spine. How about 3 lion's breaths? We inhale through the nose, exhale out of the mouth, stick out the tongue, open your eyes real big and say, try that again. One more time. Lower all the way down. Slide your hands back and lift up into upward facing dog on your toenails. Squeeze the legs really strong. If your knees are down, bend your elbows slightly. Roll over your toes. Downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep sighs. Same thing on the left side. So your left leg lifts. As you exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose, shifting the weight out over your wrists. Do that again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, hold it here. Step your left foot up by your left thumb. Right hand stays down this time. Lift the left arm up and open up your heart. Exhale, hug your thigh. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now take this left arm and bring it to the inside of your left foot. Once again, you're going to pivot around, but this time to the right side of your mat. I'm going to turn around and face you again. Tenting your fingertips underneath your shoulders. First, move a little bit side to side. How are those hips doing? We're going to drop your hips down and then slowly rise up. Bringing your arms into cactus arms this time. Let's try that Kapalabhati breath, or breath of fire. And we're just going to pump the belly. So each time you exhale, out of your nose or out of your mouth, let the belly draw in. Sink a little deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up, stretch up nice and tall. We're going to do it again. And this time we're going to add a bit of a twist. So each time you twist, you're going to exhale. So it's a shh and a shh and a shh and a shh. Holding the hips steady, let's pick up the pace. Shh, 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 shh. Spinning side to side. Watch those knees, that they're right over your ankles, that they're not falling inward. Keep the spine long, tailbone down, crown of the head is reaching up. Heat building. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise back up again. This time bring your hands to your thighs. Take a little twist. Drop your right shoulder in, looking over the left side. Drop your left shoulder in, looking over the right side. We're going to walk the fingertips back up to your left foot at the top of your mat once again. Hover your left leg off the mat. Hear those lion's breaths. One more. Lower down. I love lion's breath. Stretch out your toes. Find cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. You're going to bring your heels together at the back of the mat. A little squat like a frog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank. Little down dog kriyas. So exhale, inhale. Shh. You got to breathe that air out of your lungs. Shh. Shh. Couple more. And then you can hop, step, or float your way right back up to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse the swan dive. Sweep the fingertips overhead. Draw your hands back into your heart. How we doing? Good. Circle sweep the arms. Come into Utkatasana, the chair pose once again. So take your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. I'm mirroring you just for the moment, so you can look down at your toes and your knees and make sure they're tight together. I'm going to be right here with you. So I'm twisted to my right. Now, this is the fun part. You're going to slide your left leg back. Now maybe you might try a balance. I'm pretty shaky today, huh? See if you can lift it up. Quite the balance challenge. Woo! Now step your left leg back so that you're in that twisted lunge. You can open your arms if you like. You can modify this. You can just bring it to your forearm if you have some issues going on. No problem. Find a place that works. Keep that left leg straight and strong and toned. Press down with the top palm into the bottom. You can look up, you can look down. Coming back to the front, plant your palms. Sweep that right leg up to the sky. Can you bend your knee and spin your hip open? Right here. Now you're welcome to stay here. It's a lovely twist. Square your shoulders. If you want more, take it all the way over into wild thing. So let your right toe keep coming. Keep coming, keep coming. Straighten your left leg, stay up on your right toe, push your hips up to the sky. Arc over with your right arm. Open it up. As you exhale to release, take that right leg back up. We're going in the opposite direction. It's just another version of Vashisthasana. So take your right knee underneath and crossed over. So your leg is off to the left side of your mat. See if you can straighten your leg. You get a nice stretch in those IT bands. You can stay here. You can roll to the inside of your left foot, shift your weight, and once again, find yourself in a side plank. Come back out. Take your right leg back up. As you exhale, draw that knee to your right elbow. Can you slide it down to your wrist and then lift it up to your elbow? And slide it down and lift it up. Slide it down, lift it up. Take your right leg up and back behind you. I know, it's a lot. Step your right foot up. It's a high lunge. So make sure your feet are on those railroad tracks and not on a tightrope. Squeeze the legs strong. Open the arms up, out to the sides. Heart is lifted. Keep this right knee over your right ankle. You're going to twist to your right. Left arm forward, right arm back behind you. So you're opened up to the right side of your mat. See if you can take it all the way down. Lots of balance challenges here today. Adjust what you need. We have to come back up. Whoa, whoa. Bring your hands back to the front. So we're going to shift the weight and move into your version of Warrior 3. So I'm going to shift. You can drag your toe in and lift it up. Trying to get that leg on the same plane as your spine. Maybe the arms reach forward. Maybe they reach out to the side. Maybe they reach back. Coming back into your chair pose. Are you ready for the other side? Right elbow on the outside of your left thigh. Look up past your elbow. Check it out. Make sure your knees and toes are together. Draw those thumbs into your sternum. We're going to take that right leg, and as we start to bring it back, maybe we're going to balance. Step all the way back. Twisted lunge. You want to open your arms or take a modification. This is always a good modification. Bring your hands back. Plant your palms. Left leg sweeps through, lift. Bend the knee. And stack, left hip on top of right. So here again, you're welcome to stay here, just finding this twist, or taking it over to Wild Thing. Now, if that's still too much, you could just take a little side plank here. You don't have to lift your hip up. Whatever feels good for you. Coming all the way back. And we're going to cross it underneath. Left leg off the right side of the mat as I roll to the inside of my right foot. Your leg can stay down. You can lift it up. You can hold your toe. You can modify up or down depending on your own abilities or disabilities. Take it back up. Now, make sure you're centered. Drawing the knee to the elbow, sliding it down to the wrist. Woo! And back up. 2 more times. 1 more. Woo! Take it back up. And step the left foot up for a high lunge again. On the other side. Look up. Open your heart. Take a couple of breaths. Twist to the left this time. Right arm forward, left arm back. Keeping the spine long. Exhale, take that hand all the way down. Left arm reaches up. Come all the way back up. That's the hard part. Boy, I can tell I haven't done this in a while. Bring your hands back. Draw your hands. Here comes our Warrior 3. So as you shift your weight, you can let your back toe, drag up. Drag up. And then lift it behind you. If you fall like I did, you just readjust and you do it again. You laugh at yourself. I laugh at myself every day. Come back into chair. Rise up. Take a moment at the top of your mat. Reconnect with your breath. How we doing? Let's do a little balance. Haven't we already done balance? Yes. Shift your weight to your left foot. Let's lift up the right. And this may be all she wrote. Or cross it over and sit back in that one-legged chair. And you can stop here, you can stop here. You could take your fingertips down to the ground if you wanted. You could add a bit of a twist by bringing your elbow to the arch of your foot. Make your way back to the center. Release, circle sweep, come all the way up. Shift your weight to your right foot. Lift your left knee up. Find your balance first. And then cross it over and sit back. One-legged chair. You might be here. You might be here. You might be here. You might do Ekapada Galavasana. I'm not sure I can still do it anymore. You wrap your foot around the top of your arm. And you come forward and lift your back foot up, maybe not. Or just stay here and take your twist. Readjust. Always think about ways we can challenge ourselves. It keeps your mind focused on something other than the issues that we wanted to release today. Come all the way back. Wrap your arms around the back of your legs. Let your head hang down. And then dangle your hands down in front of your toes. Step, hop, or float your way back. Plank pose, upward push-up position once again. Bring your heels in front of your toes. Tuck your elbows in. Lower down. Finding cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Elongate your spine. Right leg lifts. As you step your right foot up by your right thumb, we're going to come into warrior one. So it's a good idea to step your left foot up enough so that you can let your heel drop down. So your back left toes are facing the front left corner of your mat. Your feet can be as wide as they need to be. Classically, you have heel to heel alignment, but you don't have to. You can take your legs further apart. As you look up that space between your palms once again, draw the tailbone down, and you can feel as you're drawing that tailbone down that that left hip is stretching again. If we bend the elbows to those cactus arms, we'll take the hands and interlace and lift your chest up towards the sky. As you exhale into humble warrior, you may rest your rib cage on your thigh. You might drop your shoulder down or drop your head down even deeper and lift those fisted hands up. If we have a shoulder issue, just gently pull your elbows apart. Watch that this right hip doesn't push off to the side. Try to keep everything lined up. On the inhale, we're going to rise up and straighten the front leg. If you need to adjust your feet a little bit, you certainly can for Parsvottanasana, your pyramid pose. So you can keep your hands interlaced. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can bring your hands into your low back so you can feel the natural curve, or right here above your SI joints. Your sacrum goes between the two hips, and we want to keep that as level and as squared as we can. So you may only come part way down. You may come a little deeper. You may bring your hands to your shins. You may even fold forward with your hands on either side. You might choose to use a block or two. Always up to you. Try to square those hips as much as you can. And take an optional revolved triangle. So I'm going to put a block on the inside of my right foot, bring my right hand to my right hip, and start to rotate to the right. Maybe grabbing your rib cage to help rotate it. Watch these hips. I can't look at myself in the video screen. And turn. So try to keep these hips level and squared. You can lift your arm or not. Big twist. Exhale slowly to release. Stepping back to downward facing dog. If you're pretty wiped out, just stay in down dog. If not, you want to take another vinyasa of your choice. You can lower down. You can take cobra, upward facing dog. If chaturanga, hovering, is part of your normal practice, take what feels the best for you. Left toes reach to the sky. We step the left foot up, drop the right heel down, warrior one with the left leg forward this time. Bend deep into that left knee, right leg straight, trying to square the hips, or at least your rib cage to the front. I know your hips are always a little bit off when your legs are skewed like this. Take your gaze up. Pressing down evenly with both feet into the mat. Feel all four corners, and then elbows draw back, hands interlace, and if you remember which side, it was probably the easiest side, switch and put your opposite thumb on top. It helps with those brain connections. Open up your chest, heart lifts, we come forward into humble warrior. Wherever that works for you, listen to your own body. Don't push yourself to the point of pain, but challenge yourself perhaps to go a little further than you might. Slowly rise up. Straightening that front leg, keeping the hips squared. You can leave your hands interlaced as you move into Parsvottanasana if you want. It helps to keep the chest open, squeezing the shoulder blades together, or perhaps hands on your hips. Taking the optional Pavarita Trikonasana, revolved triangle. Keep that hand in your sacrum if you want, or lift it up. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Ripple out to plank. Lower all the way down. Finding a Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath your shoulders, fingertips up to the edge of the mat. Nice little back bend from all those forward folding. Dolphin. You can keep your hands right here. You can interlace them. You can even take it classically with the forefinger, the pinky finger, and the thumbs extended. Up to you. Tuck your toes and come into a little bit of a hover first. We're going to start to walk your feet up toward your elbows. Stay really strong for your triceps. Your shoulder girdle needs to not collapse. It needs to be lifted, just like your hips. Head dangling down between your forearms. Can you begin to float out, bringing your face over your fingertips? Slowly exhale, release. You can bend your knees. You can drop them at any time. Try that again. Floating out. And then floating back. Can you take one leg up and float out? and back. Or just stay there and hover, or drop your knees, or take child's pose, whichever works for you. Floating out again, walk yourself back, coming all the way back to that Sphinx. Let's take your right forearm across the top of the mat. Bend your left knee. We're going to reach the left arm back and grab hold of the foot, the toes, whatever you'd like. Just be careful. And I'm going to push my foot into my hand so my knee lifts off the mat. You can straighten your right arm and leg if you want a little bit of a power bow here. It's like half of Dhanurasana. You can keep your hand down. You can keep your leg down and just stretch. You could bend both knees and reach back for that full bow. Drawing shoulder blades together, heart lifting. Try not to throw your head back. Pull your chin back in. And then switch sides. You can start with your arm across the mat, just getting it kind of set up. Then you can extend and take it more into a bit of a power bow. Come all the way back to your Sphinx. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Coming up to hands and knees. Taking a couple little cat-cow rolls. How are we feeling? Exhale. Push the floor away. Inhale. Exhale. Finding a neutral spine. We're just going to cross the ankles and come on to your back side. Extend the legs out in front. One of my favorite things to do, it's not a yoga pose at all, is massaging my legs. It sort of takes the place of a seated forward fold. I just like to feel like I'm starting to relax. Slow the breath down. And then just lift up, Dandasana. Your staff pose. Draw the shoulders back and down, root down. As you bend the knees, we're going to bring it all the way down to the mat. Hug your knees in and take a little rock side to side. For me, if I'm in a hurry, I have a tendency to skip out on the end of my yoga class. I've come to find out over the 40 years I've been doing yoga that this is the best part. You don't want to skip out. You want to stay here, rock from hip to hip. And then release the feet to the mat. Peel your spine up into bridge. Press the tailbone out toward the knees. Press down with the arms. Elongate your spine. And then slowly lower it down, bone by bone. How about happy baby? If you take your feet up to the sky, your arms on the inside of your legs, you can reach around and clasp the outside of your feet and push your feet up to the sky as you pull your hips apart. Now, if this isn't working so well, you can always grab hold of, your calves, behind your knees, whatever's working for you. Just to release a little bit right here in these hips. And you can even rock it. You can grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. There's so many different ways to attempt poses and postures in yoga. And you should always make them fit you instead of you trying to fit into them. And just take this nice little rock side to side, feeling very relaxed, very calm. And then hugging the knees back in. Let's hold on to your right shin. Extend your left leg out. Can you hover that left leg as you curl your head and shoulders up and look and squeeze the belly in for just a moment? One more time. And then as you release, we're going to take a nice supine twist. So right arm to the right. Start to drag your right knee across. Now here's where it gets a little iffy. You don't want to torque your back. So I suggest lifting up, moving your hips to the right so that you can drop down to the left with your right hip stacked on top of your left. Let's try to keep the right arm straight out and the shoulder blade down. You can encourage that right knee to come a little further. Take your gaze over to your right arm. Take another breath and slowly make your way back. Release your hips to the center. Hug your left knee in. Extend your right leg out. First, let's curl the head and shoulders up and hover that leg and squeeze. Put a little heat in your belly. And then slowly release. So again, as we take that supine twist and we drag that left knee across, make sure you've pushed your hips over to the left side of the mat. Take your gaze to the left arm. Keep that left shoulder blade connected. Slowly make your way back. Bring both feet to the mat once again. Roll your hips up to the sky. Press down with your arms. And this time, as you lower down, we're just going to stretch out the legs. Let the feet kind of flop open wherever they feel comfortable. And the arms open. Close your eyes. Relax. As you move into Shavasana, your final relaxation, you can certainly stay here as long as you want. Breathe in, breathe out. Let your eyes kind of sink into the back of your head. If you need to get going with your day, start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Taking a deep breath, bring some awareness back into the body. Moving and stretching in a way that feels right for us. Finally rolling over to one side. Use both arms, both hands to push ourselves back up to a comfortable seated position. Gently allow the right ear to drop to the right shoulder. Let the head roll forward, chin on the chest. And then to the opposite side, left ear, left shoulder. Once more, chin is on the chest, the head just hangs heavy. As we inhale our face back to the front and center, inhale, reach the fingertips up overhead. Draw your hands to prayer in front of the heart. Maybe recall what we offered up to release, to cleanse out. Just envision all that negativity melting away. Take a deep breath in. Fill the lungs again from top to bottom, and then exhale very, very slowly. Allow the breath to bring balance back to the body and mind. Inhaling again, recalling that intention. Detoxing, releasing, physical, mental, emotional. Exhale out any residual stress, tension, negativity. Let that all go. And enjoy peace and warmth the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you, yogis.